For updates, we have Foreign Affairs Department Undersecretary Ed De Vega on the line. Welcome to the program, Yusek.
This is update on the recent earthquake in
Yes, in
Myanmar.
Myanmar.
Good morning po.
Hey, Yusek.
Good morning.
Go ahead.
Yes, Yusek, hingi lang po kami ng update dito sa nangyari nga po sa Myanmar, yung kanilang 7.7 magnitude earthquake. All accounted na po ba yung 4 missing Filipinos sa Myanmar?
Unfortunately, hindi pa accounted for yung apat. They are in Mandalay, as you know, where we have about 150 Filipinos. They're all professionals. Mandalay is near the epicenter. Filipinos in other parts like Yangon and Naypyidaw, the capital, the most accounted for. Pero mga kababayan natin sa Mandalay, plus their relatives here, are concerned about the 4 because they were apparently residents or were in a condominium building which collapsed.
Yeah.
Our situation now is that Myanmar is asking for help sa Klolo from friends because they need humanitarian assistance and also assistance to dig out survivors from the rubble. So we do have a contingent going to Myanmar within the next day or two to help them.
Okay, Yusek, but for now, are we sure na 4 lang po ang affected na Filipino in terms of missing? Or kamusta na rin po ang mga kalagayan ng mga ibang Pinoy po sa Myanmar and Bangkok? Kasi ang dami pong property na nasira.
Well, I can tell you the good news sa Bangkok, wala pong Filipinos reported missing because better situation sa Bangkok. So it's getting back to normal, no? Yung first day yung nagkagulo sa Bangkok. Myanmar, though, where the epicenter is another thing entirely. Magulo yung ano. I'm looking for the number ng ating Myanmar embassy. Ito na po. Can I give the number that they can call?
Yes,
Go ahead,
please po.
Yusek, please.
Ito pa. Sa mga kamag-anak ng mga Filipino sa Myanmar, kung wala kayong contact with a kababayan, pwede niyong paabot sa amin, diretso sa embahada. Ang hotline nila is +95 998 521 0991. I will repeat, +95 998 521 0991. You can contact that number and report na merong kung may nawawala kayong kamag-anak. So, masama. Pero right now, lahat ng sinasabi yung 4. Now, we don't want to come to conclusions.
Yes.
Kasi it's only a few days. And, you know, there have been cases in previous earthquakes na even after 2 weeks, like in 1990 sa Baguio, after 2 weeks, may na-rescue pa na,
Yes.
na man and woman. So, kung ito man nangyayari ngayon, and, you know, it's a holy season, happy Eid Mubarak to our Muslim brothers and sisters, and then now it's Lent, so we just pray that it will be fine.
But Yusek, just do you have a ballpark figure, an estimate of how many Filipinos are working in Myanmar?
Yes, we have over 700. They're mostly in Yangon. Some are in Naypyidaw, less than 50. There are 150 plus in Myanmar because they're working as office workers or teachers Mandalay sa international school there, including the 4 missing.
Meron po bang dahil nga po dito sa nangyaring earthquake dyan sa Myanmar, meron po ba tayong mga Pilipino na nagre-request ma-repatriate?
Not yet, but they need financial assistance or other assistance because they may be losing their jobs muna.
Oh,
Because
that's right.
there are other offices. So we're ready to provide.
Oh, pero may mga humingi na po ng tulong from them po regarding that.
Yes, wala pang humingi ng tulong ma-repatriate. Now, about repatriation, including sana hindi, shipment of remains, we'll do that kung kailangan. But it will be a little complicated because hindi umaandar, hindi open yung airports sa Myanmar.
Yes.
We'll have to bring them by land to Thailand and from there fly them home. This is what we did with human trafficking victims in Myanmar across the Thai border. I personally went to Myanmar and Thailand and later returned to Thailand just with a chartered flight to bring home
Yeah.
over 200. So it was in the nick of time because that was a few days before the earthquake. So right now, we're concerned about the 700 in Myanmar. Filipinos, almost 25 to 30,000 in Thailand are safe. Pero yung sa Myanmar, yung apat ang unaccounted for. But if there are more that we don't know about, please call the number that we gave. And you can come to the DFA personally sa EDSA extension. We're at the Double Dragon building near SM Mega Mall.
Right.
Pwede rin sa OWA. They have a hotline for this, 1348. It's a hotline for all distressed Filipinos, 1348 to contact kung merong problema.
Yeah, Yusek, kasi di ba years back nga, we all know yung nangyari sa Myanmar politically, no? And of course, right now, medyo unique ang structure ng government nila given yung junta chief. So, does it make it difficult for the Philippines to coordinate with junta chief due to this new structure of government that they have in place?
Apparently, no, because when I went there, they were very warm to receive our delegation because we're fellow ASEAN member. They're grateful that we rescued some Myanmar nationals who were brought here to work sa POGO.
Oh, okay.
Kasi it's a regional network. But it's limited as to what they can do because the Myanmar, junta or unity government, so to speak, the State Administrative Council, does not control all of Myanmar territory. A lot of it, including where the scam hubs are controlled by armed groups.
Right.
So, yan ang problem, kaya parang may civil war sa Myanmar. The places, though, affected by the earthquake, most affected, are within areas controlled by the official government. So,
Okay.
that's not a problem. But, again, it's the capability of the host government. They're admitting that they have a problem and need help.
Yusek, meron po ba kayong information kung nakarating na po doon yung mga ipapadala natin na medical assistance team?
Medical assistance plus engineers to help look for survivors, led by the same colonel who was in charge of our humanitarian contingent to Turkey, 2023. They will be there, they're not yet there, but they will be there in the next few days, maybe by tomorrow.
Okay. Kasi I understand daw po yung neighboring countries have already sent their medical assistance along with the team, which is yung sa India, sa China. Ang problema daw po, may shortage, hindi pa rin daw makarating mismo doon sa area at may shortage na daw po ng electricity,
Yes.
tubig at saka pagkain.
Ano po, yung Yangon, the main city, the normal distance by highway, which I've done it myself, maybe 4.5 hours to drive to Naypyidaw. Because of the damages, it's going to take now 12 hours now. So you can see that the situation is not very good. However, hope springs eternal. Pagdasalan natin, and our contingency, the team, mga experienced people yan, they will know what to do. Now, if they cannot get there by tomorrow because of the situation, basta they will be there this week. I'm sure if not the president, I'm sure the DND or Office of Civil Defense or the National Disaster Risk Management Reduction and Management Council will make a report. But we're sending experts.
Yusek, taking this opportunity na rin po to ask you regarding the detained Filipinos sa Qatar following po yung stage protest po nila in support of former President Rodrigo Duterte. Do you have updates on that po?
Well, yes, the embassy is meeting them. Today, they're supposed to meet the males because they first met the females, no? Iba yung Qatari and Middle Eastern constitutional procedure. Right now, wala pang place for lawyers. Sa atin kasi, parang Western style, no? At any stage, investigation stage pa lang eh.
Oo.
Pag sabi na, I want a lawyer, they have to give you a lawyer. Hindi ganun sa Qatar. But we will provide them a legal counsel, legal assistance in case umabot na sa charges. They are 19 still under custody. They're not imprisoned. I would say they're under police custody. Detained under police custody because violation ng law yan. So I'll clarify sa mga kababayan natin sa Qatar, Hindi po yung embassy nagpahuli sa kanila because may
Yes.
sabi nun sa social media. At hindi namin pinagbabawalan kayo dahil ayaw namin mag-demonstration kayo para sa dating Pangulo. It is dahil sa Qatar. Qatar regulations yan. Ayaw nila yung mga foreigners to be holding political rallies. Partly because, well, that's the system there, but also 80% of people in Qatar are not Qataris, so or maybe more than 80%. So they want to control the behavior of foreigners there. Nagbabala na yung ating embassy noong March 13 sa advisory.
actually.
Salamat, maraming tumugon at hindi na nag-rally or what. Yung mga to naman, in fairness to them, they were holding plan to hold something peaceful. They were in the beach, several kilometers south of Doha. Maybe they were planning to walk, to march. Ang problema, may hawak silang placards,
Banner.
ganyan. Siguro kung wala, pwede nyo sabihin na malakad lang sila, ganyan. I think our embassy will be able to assist them. Pero sana hindi na maulit na every year na lang because there'll be a time magde-deport na yung mga Qataris kung ganyan.
Right.
Just before we let you go, Yusek, just for context, no, anong kaso ang ihahain sa kanila if found guilty? How long is this a prison sentence, Yusek?
Yes, the prison sentence could be up to 3 years.
Oh, wow.
That's deportation. Now, I don't think they're going to get 3 years. No,
Okay.
We're referring to rallies na intended to complain
Small
against the
rallies
Qatari
lang.
government,
Yeah.
to disrupt the system. I don't think it will reach that. I hope I'm correct, no? But we provided the necessary counsel. Ganyan yun sa Middle East and some countries in the region, like in China, even Hong Kong, ganyan, Singapore, they don't want political demonstrations. In a country like Singapore, you cannot even give flyers. Kunyari, yung bibigay ka,
Yes.
kunyari, yung vote for ganyan.
Oo,
Hindi rin.
bawal. Oo.
So, it's not Philippine government saying to you, don't do it. Kunyari, sa Qatar, walang kapangyarihan yung embahada, yung ambassador sa Qatar, sa Qatar.
Yes,
In other
that's
words,
right.
sumusunod lang tayo sa batas ng Qatar.
Exactly.
At yan po yung dahilan kung bakit tayo nagpapayos. Pinapayuan natin sila na huwag magkilahok sa politics. Gusto nyo magpakita ng inyong hinaing pampolitika o paniniwala pampolitika, may halalan, at mag-register kayo sa embassy kung hindi pa kayo registered as overseas voters, pwede pa itong Abril para register kayo. Yun ang paraan.
Yes.
Kasi kung mag-rally kayo, huliin kayo.
Oo.
At kailangan namin kayo tulungan, tutulungan namin kayo. Pero kung palagi na lang na ito, magsasawa na yung mga local, sabihin, wala na, deport na natin. So, abang ngayon, pwede pa natin,
Maayos pa.
himatimasin ng mga authorities. I think they'll be released. But let's not always have to do it.
Deserves a warning na rin, ano. On that note, maraming salamat po sa inyong oras. That was DFA Undersecretary Ed De Vega.
Thank you.
Magandang umaga.